Hello guys, we're back at Mill Hill again for another road test. So this time, kind of a rainy day. It was really busy as well. So this was a day where there was a lot of cars starting the test at the same time. The busiest I've seen it for a while actually. So just coming out the car park nice and steady, as always, keeping it nice and slow, making sure the learner's going to keep to the left since this bit here is a two-way. A common mistake some people make here is they go too close to the left side and end up getting too close to the parked cars, or interfere with pedestrians that might be walking there, because sometimes pedestrians walk here without really paying attention, so you have to be very careful of that as you're driving through. Taking it nice and slow. There's a bit of a jam up ahead because, like I said before, there's a lot of cars coming out at the same time, so you just have to be patient here and wait behind these cars. It was actually quite a while waiting there, so the next bit I've kind of sped up. I've skipped a bit just to run through because there was nothing really happening. It was just waiting behind these cars, so I just skipped it to the end bit here, where he's making sure he's keeping left before coming out. He's going to turn right here. He's been told by the examiner to turn right, so he's going to turn right when it's clear. So sometimes coming out here can take a while, especially turning right. Be really patient and wait for your chance to go. So we see how long it's going to take for our learner to come out. Might be a while, but remember, be patient here, don't rush. Unfortunately with this camera we can't see on the side, so we can't see what's coming from the right, but I'm guessing it was clear because he didn't get any faults for this. So he's come out to the middle. The car on the left has let him come out, which is fine, but there was a van waiting on the side there, so the examiner might have told him to come out actually when the cars are coming. Sometimes it takes too long to come out, and then the examiner will say to you, advise you to come out, which might have happened there. We don't know because there's no audio in the car. Now we're going straight through, so we're actually following the sat nav at the moment. The sat nav was set up from the beginning, so he's following sat nav. The sat nav telling him which way to go. But in between the sat nav, the examiner sometimes will tell you when to pull over. So in a second, the examiner is going to tell him to pull over on the left in a safe place, which our learner should do. Should be checking his mirrors, center mirror, left mirror, and then signaling left to pull over in a bit. Yeah, so after this road, he's gonna try and pull over, deal with this pedestrian nicely. Well done. So now they got to the middle, you can carry on driving. And it's going to pull over. So you see here, stopping by the yellow line, but the examiner would have probably told him it's okay on this occasion because there's nowhere else for him to stop because the other cars are there blocking out that parking space. So he has to stop by the yellow line there. And then they will just carry on driving because remember the sat nav is telling him which way to go. So it's just a matter of him checking around now, moving off when it's safe to do so. Notice there's left quite a bit of space between him and the car in front, which is a really good idea because you don't want to get too close as you're moving off. Now you see nice, plenty of space there, so you're not too close. The mistake a lot of learners make is they get too close there and then end up nearly touching the car, and then the examiner has to take over. So well done for that. Now this is the infamous junction that's taken quite a few people by surprise, but let's see how he does. Clearly says stop, and it's got the stop sign at the top there as well, and he stopped. Well done, because people come here sometimes and then crawl through. Then on the last test I showed you, there was a pedestrian actually crossing there, and the learners had to brake really hard at the end, but luckily this time the pedestrians already crossed, so that was nice and easy. So going through here nice and slowly, he's not going too far. This is the 30 zone, but there's a lot going on there, especially with the car coming down the road as well. Not much space, but now the road is opening up a bit more. You can go a bit quicker. He did get a minor for speed, so this is probably where he got it from. He could have gone a bit faster there, so probably got a minor for going too slowly at that stage there. He could have gone a bit quicker, and he's seen this 20 sign coming up ahead, then he will start slowing down around now, but before that it should have been going a bit quicker. So looks like it's nice and clear. So going through here as well, a lot of learners forget that it's 20 especially when they see the sign up ahead there. They see it in the distance saying 30, so they start to speed up too soon. And just for you to know, the speed right now is saying 14 or 15 miles an hour, but on the actual dial on the car will look a bit higher than that. And it's pulling over on the left again, nicely parked in a nice space. And the car behind us followed him in, but he's moved forward a bit, which was really nice of him. Didn't have to do that, but that was nice of him to do that. I think good observation on his part there. Then the examiner will just be explaining that they will carry on driving again when it's safe, so he's going to look around. The car being behind might make it a tiny bit harder because now his view might be a bit more obstructed than normal, but let's see how he gets on. Okay. Moving off there nicely. Nothing behind, so it would have been fine. So here the sat nav would have been saying to him at the next roundabout to take the second exit, which is on the right. So a lot of on the sat nav, the voice doesn't really say turn right or turn whichever. It just says take the second exit. Then it's up to you to see on the sat nav where the second exit is. So if you look at the sign on the left there, the second exit would be the one on the right of the first roundabout. So here we're just approaching it, checking the right from early. Then you should make him move because those cars coming from the other side will be blocking anybody from the right anyway. And nicely done. Going through here nice and empty. Unless it's been asked to pull over, should be speeding up a bit more now. A little reminder there to say that it's 30 miles an hour on that road. Yeah, it does feel a little bit slow, which is probably where you got the other minor for speed. Then the sat nav now will be telling him to follow signs for Brent Cross or turning right at the next roundabout, following signs for Brent Cross or Mill Hill. And both those signs show you that it's going to be the right third exit. So whenever there's traffic leading up to this roundabout like this, that usually tells you that it's going to be quite busy, because when it's not too busy there's no traffic there really, but right now it's a bit of traffic. Well done for staying out of the zebra crossing there, which is good. Then obviously we've got that car on the left there trying to edge out, so he's gonna have to keep an eye on that as well, see what he does. Okay, so since we're going right, it's going to be aiming for the right lane, which he does nicely. You can also use the middle lane, but it's much easier just to stick to the right one on this one. And you should be signaling right already. It did get a fault for timing of a signal. I don't know if you got it here or somewhere else, because we don't know whether, because we've got no sound or anything like that, so we don't know. And now it's just a matter of waiting for a gap. It can be really busy here, so, and it takes like a lot of guts to be patient here when it's busy, because especially when you're seeing people on the left, on the side of you going, and you feel like, oh, why am I not moving? Am I doing something wrong? If it's busy on the right, there's nothing you can do but wait. So right now we should be planning his exit. Should already be looking where he's going, thinking about what lane he's going to use as well. And you can see he's getting quite busy there where the orange van is in front there, so you need to be careful there as well that you don't go in there when he's really packed over there, because otherwise you're going to end up blocking the rest of the roundabout. So the lorry's going to try to go, but you see he's changed his mind, because sometimes as you try to move, you see something suddenly from around the corner, so you have to wait again. And it's just the nature of this roundabout, it's just how it is. Some cars will come really fast from around the corner as well, so make sure you've looked properly. Then like now that is clear, you can go forward. So you should now be aiming for the lane right next to the roundabout, the center of the roundabout on the right, but he's kind of gone to the left, and then now he's back in the correct lane, and the light's gone green as you approached it, so you carried on moving, which was good. But this is where things go a little bit wrong. So you notice that the light is still green, but he's stopped for some reason, forcing the van behind to suddenly brake and then go around him from the left. But by the time he's realized, it's gone back to red again, so now he has to wait. So that's where he got his first serious fault there, from stopping on a green light when he should have actually carried on going. I think he was concentrating too much on the lanes and forgot about going when the light was green. So that's what the examiner said at the end. Now it's just a matter of planning the exit and making sure that you go when the light turns green. So you want to be looking at the light constantly here, especially if you're the first car as well. You notice there's a car on our left just behind us there. So they're going to be coming off with us, so you should now be checking his left mirror, because now the lanes are two, but then they're merging together into one, and then ending up on the right lane. But if you just build up your speed, check your mirror now, and be on the left lane, like that, well done. So that's what you need to do on that junction there. So now it's just a matter of speeding up and carrying on. 50 miles an hour road, so you should be going a bit faster than this. Hopefully he's going to build up a bit of speed in a sec. Yeah, so he started to build up his speed. So normally now we probably go roundabout and then turn left, but they're going to be going back to the test center now, since he made a serious mistake at the last roundabout. So he's going to make him turn right, third exit at the next roundabout, which is why he's moved over to the right lane. So he's done that lane change nicely. So unlike the last roundabout, this one's controlled by the lights as you enter it. So it makes it a lot easier to actually get onto the roundabout. So it's going to the right because it's going to be turning right, which is a good position to be in. So it's just a matter of waiting for the light to go green. So the car on the left is a bit eager, which can be off-putting sometimes, but you just have to think about what you're doing and wait behind the line until it goes green. So now it's already got his right signal on, and this roundabout is a bit trickier to come off. The other one, the lane that you're in spirals out towards your exit, but this one you have to move over. So you see the grey car in front, he's had to move over to the other lane, which is probably why they're really close to the other car over there. So our learner's gonna have to do that as well in a sec. So he should be checking his mirrors now, and because he's gone past the second exit, he should be signalling left to go towards the left, checking his left mirror. I can see that I don't think there's anyone right behind him, so he can do that and then coming off nicely. So whenever a car is indicating like this, it's probably going to looks like it's aiming for that space next to that moped on the right over there. So when they're doing this, just give them plenty of space, and then he's gone off again, but he's still got his signal on. So you want to keep your distance, because they can stop and try to park anywhere. So just keep yourself away from them so you don't have to get too close. So he's gone around him, he's gone a bit over that line there. So he did get a steering fault. I wonder if it was for that bit over there. Now flashing amber, so you can keep moving because there's no one else on the crossing. So heading up towards the Mill Hill Broadway, which is a big part of the Mill Hill test route. sometimes Hendon as well. So here it's very busy sometimes, especially with pedestrians walking around, and you got cars coming in and out of parking spaces, vans loading goods and all that kind of stuff. So here you don't want to go too fast either. It's got all that nice outdoor eating areas there, keeping a nice distance between him and the bus, which is good. Then the next roundabout he'll be turning left because we're heading back to the test center, giving the bus plenty of time to turn. So just keeping the left lane, so it should be signaling left now, and then checking the right side. Can't really see if it's clear or not because of the camera angle, but I'm guessing it was clear because he didn't get any faults for this. And he carries on. Yeah, it was clear. Zebra crossing nice and empty. So now I've made lots of videos about featuring this roundabout coming up. For some reason, a lot of learners miss it and they go there too fast, which is exactly what our learner is doing right now. So he's going to approach it too fast and then is braked quite late and forcing the car behind to get really close, as you can see in the mirror there, or the rear view camera. And then now he's gone. So this is where he got his second serious fault. So this happens very often at Mill Hill Test Centre and Hendon, because they come through there sometimes as well. Learners just either miss that roundabout or they just approach it way too fast because it's downhill, but then they end up getting a serious there. And that's what happened with our learner. He got the second serious just through that roundabout there. Coming back into the test center, as you can see, it's a very tight squeeze, especially with another vehicle is there. So he's just going in very slowly, letting that car come through. Once they've gone past each other, it's just a matter of going into the car park. Taking it nice and slow. Remember, I said earlier that sometimes pedestrians walk around here, so you can see some pedestrians up ahead there. So just make sure you give them time to move out the way, which they've done. And who's that guy on the right? I think it's me. And coming through to the end of the car park. Pulling forward into the parking space. Nice and steady. Making sure you don't go too far to hit the fence. It's good. Just securing the car now, and then the examiner will give him the debrief of what happened in the test. And then that's it. So thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.